Hello, welcome to my channel. The time now is 10:39 p.m. Wednesday, Wednesday the 6th. My topic is, was Lincoln a racist? And before I go on, do anything else, I must give praises to the Most High. Yes, Lincoln was a racist. And before I go on, my cash app is Red Hawk Wilson 58. Yep, Lincoln was killed in 1865 by an actor named John Booth. And then I'm just giving you a little brief history about him. And in 1858, he wasn't even president, and he was in a debate. And this is the speech he made, even though people don't know, like in my other topic, I talked about the president, even though Lincoln was part black himself, he was a racist. He did not like black people. And he said a black man can't never be equal to a white man. And the only reason he like freed the slaves and did all that stuff, um, about slavery is abolished, he did that to protect the Union. He wasn't interested in those slaves. And that's another why he got shot by John. And because John got mad because he signed them things for the slaves to be free, he didn't like that. He was sent there to kill him, and he didn't want black people. Um, he was gonna send them off to Africa and the Caribbean, and stuff like that. And he was trying to ship them out of the country. And he said he didn't want black people to hold an office. They didn't want they couldn't become work in an office or vote or any of that stuff like that. That's what he was about. And I don't care what nobody's saying. Lincoln was part black himself, and that's the truth. If you go online and do research, you can find a picture of his real father. His father was darker than him, and Lincoln looked just like her. His mother was Ethiopian, and I think European. I'm not for sure, but you look at him good. He hated who he was. That's what I was trying to tell people. People hate what they are, and they try to be somebody else. That's why everybody's claiming Indians. And I know it's not true. And like I said before, I don't step on nobody's toes and stuff like that. But like a guy even agreed with me. He was African American. He said that African Americans um trying to like say that they um they the cause of everybody is sisters, and I don't think that's true and stuff like that. And all people do that. You got Puerto Ricans thinking they Taino. Yeah, and they think they're Spanish. They Spanish speaking. That's why I try to tell people you're not from Spain. You have any proof that you were there? A person from Spain, he could say I'm Spanish, because look where he come from. He come from Spain. Even if you was black born there, you would be considered Spanish, because you come from the country that the only place in America that speak the proper Spanish. Dominicans, Cubans, Puerto Rican, um, Mexicans, South American people, Central American people, San Domingo, all of y'all Spanish is broken, but you can't help that. That's what I'm trying to tell people. And the Taino tribe was an all men tribe. They was called, their original name is Taino. So how could women walk on here today saying I'm a Taino? That was an all men tribe. They had a women's tribe too. I talk about them at another time. I'm just trying to make things clear. And people like in the Bible it says people gonna take other people identity, and that's a sure enough fact proof that people do. Lincoln did not want to free no slaves. He did that because he kept saying that black people, he didn't believe in mixed marriages or none of that stuff. How the hell he had a lot of nerve being racist when he was the same thing to people that he was hating on, trying to ship them to Africa and the Caribbean. Well, they was shipped there later on because before everybody else came there, all the Caribbean island was indigenous people. It wasn't all those names is made up. It wasn't no such things as Puerto Rican, Cubans, Dominicans, or like the Caribbean. Most of the Caribbean islands is named after Europeans, like St. Thomas, St. Kitts. You can look at those names and see what they are. And Lincoln only did that to protect the Union. He also said that if the slaves went running away, they could go bring them back. And I think that's the 13th Amendment, and that all these frauditors like so much, y'all follow a fake constitution. Like I said in my other video, um, the Native Americans had the real constitution. That's like when I told you in my other video, they wanted to make it out of a state. But the white man was so slick, he got y'all fake governor to steal the Indians' land and use it with fake paperwork. That's what y'all go by, paperwork. Just like I heard the other guy say that, oh, Indians, if you ain't got a birth certificate to prove that you're a United States citizen, you going by what white people say the paperwork. The Indian didn't have paperwork because paperwork was illegal. Any Indian that know that paperwork wasn't in this country. It was brought here by Europeans and stuff like that. That's why I try to tell people, but people don't want to listen to me. But like I said, if you like what I'm saying, comment and share and like. And if you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, you know, I'm just trying to get my truth out there. I don't know everything. I just learned from my mother and stuff like that. And my mother said, won't you talk about things that go on here? Like I try to tell people, we lived in Jersey in the 60s. They had a store, McCoy's and Wolfworth. If you was a person of color, you couldn't sit down in the store. You would have to stand up and give your seat to a white so-called Christian person. I was in the 60s in New Jersey. I know because I'm 65. I was a little boy back in the 60s. I remember that. And how could you hate somebody that you're responsible for bringing people in the country? And I told a girl, all this stuff in America is not right. But you know, that's their laws and stuff like that. One day it's gonna change too, 'cause nothing ever stays the same forever. It's like they already start making it where um, YouTubers and other people can't go in these court buildings. My cousin live in the South. She told me that. And another thing I want to say, when they were saying that 28 states is an ID state, and these frauditors know that, them so-called journalists, but they try to pretend they don't know it. And they just want to, they go get so far to get arrested just to get clout, and they think they doing something great. You get arrested too many times. Suppose this ends one day, and you won't have no other way of getting a job. And when they see how many times y'all got arrested, no, we can't hire him because they consider you an agitator and a troublemaker. Keep on doing what y'all doing. Y'all think it's great. Y'all think it's so great. But I think y'all fools. Getting back to Lincoln, Lincoln was only there to protect the Union. And he was actually telling people literally, if the slave run away, get the Confederacy Army to get him. That's what the Confederacy Army was for. And the Texas Rangers came about to keep slaves in check. So take heed what I said one more time. Listen what I'm saying. I'm telling you the truth. I don't know too much about Lincoln, but I know he was no damn good president, even though he never owned slaves. Most of them did, but he never did. But he still didn't. He still didn't consider a black man and a black woman equal to a white man. He actually said in his speech and stuff like that. And even though he did some good things, he did that not for y'all. He did that out of his own. He did that out of himself. He was thinking about himself. And he probably thought he would become president again. That's another why he did that, so he can get reelected. He said, hey, if I free the slaves, I might get elected, right? Again, this is a big thing I'm doing, but he wasn't doing that for y'all. He doing that for his own greed and big head, and that's what got him killed. Because he signed a paper, the guy said, "How did he sign a paper? And we need slaves and stuff like that." That's why John went up there and shot him. Like he got killed right in Washington D.C. So I'm just trying to give y'all a little light things I said about little bits and pieces. I don't give too much out, but y'all can do the research and look up what I'm saying. You will see that he was a racist, and he also you will see his father was black as the night, like that song Brother Louis made. She was black as the night, but I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I'm just saying they got proof that he was nobody don't even know this about him. So I'm just cutting it short for now. But yes, Lincoln was a racist. Well, you could call him a colorist person that like a person that's a person of color can't be racist because he's a person of color, but he can be a colorist and stuff. So if you like what I'm saying, comment and share and subscribe. So I'll talk to y'all another time. I'm so tired. I wanted to do more, but I talk about Lincoln. I make it maybe a second video to this one so I can really tell y'all about him. All right? Da why no? Thank you very much. Oh, nay. Good night.